Alright, what is going on, you guys? The JetPlay here, and I'm back with another top 5. And today we're going to be doing the top 5 best things about Infinite Warfare. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, I'm sorry, but we're back. So, I understand a lot of people don't really like this game, they're not very fond of it, and there are a lot of negative things to take away from this game, but there are some positives that people just don't really pay attention to because overall they just don't like the game, and they don't really want to pay attention to too many of the positive things about the game. But I wanted to discuss some of the things that I liked about the game, some of the things that kept me playing the game, and yeah, let's just get right into it. Starting off at number 5, we have the gun camos, and these camos really caught my eye as soon as I got the game. When I first got the game, the beta, and I looked at these camos when I got them out of supply drops, they just looked really nice. Like, some of the camos, like in Ghosts, the camos were really dull and stupid and just not very well thought out. Even in Advanced Warfare, some of them were okay, but most of the good ones were the DLC ones. But these camos, even the default ones, I like, and I don't usually say that a lot about Call of Duty. Sometimes the default camos, I'm like, all right, whatever. But these camos really caught my eye. Solar camo is beautiful. Of course, Black Sky is amazing too. And a lot of the supply drop camos really caught my eye, including Slime, some of the new ones like Lagoon, Sunrise. Those are really, really nice camos and make the guns really stand out. You know, some of the guns I really don't like, but sometimes I like putting camos on them and they look really good. And it looks good in gameplays too. You want to have a gun that looks really nice, and just it made that little difference when I was playing in games, and it just made it a lot more fun when my gun looked really awesome with these awesome, awesome camos. Coming in at number 4, we have the supply drops slash the DLC weapons. Now, you remember Black Ops 3? Have any of you ever played Black Ops 3? I'm sure a lot of you have. Um, that game relied on supply drops so much to a point where it got a little bit ridiculous. You can agree with me on that, right? Right? Yeah, that's what I thought. This game does not rely on supply drops. A lot of people say that this game relies and revolves even around supply drops, which it doesn't. It does not revolve around supply drops. You know why? Because there's an alternate way to get the good guns, and that's called salvage. Salvage. You get it by playing the game a lot and opening supply drops so you can get salvage and you can actually buy the guns without actual money. Can you guys believe that? I can, because it's a good way of balancing the supply drops. And the supply drops aren't as good, which is a good thing. It makes you play the game more so you can get some of the good things. And there's no guns in the supply drops. That's the one thing I really like about these new supply drops, is that the only weapon in that supply drop is an axe. Something you really don't need in a game like Infinite Warfare, where there's boost jumping. You really don't need a lot of melee weapons. Like in Black Ops 3, there's like 20 melee weapons that you don't need. In this game, there's only one. And all the DLC weapons, you have to have the Season Pass, which is a really good system, and I think they should have that for future Call of Duties to come, and not have it like Black Ops 3, where you have to get every single weapon, some of the overpowered ones even, out of supply drops. They should reward Season Pass owners, which is why I like what they did with supply drops in this game. Now, I will admit, they should have buffed up some of the emblems and some of the calling cards a little bit, but hey, awesome, awesome supply drops. And they give you some cool stuff sometimes. Some of the camos are really nice, as I was just explaining. But, yeah. Balancing the supply drops, awesome. Good job in Infinite Warfare. Moving right into number 3. I'm going to get some hate for this one. I already know it. The campaign. The campaign in this game wasn't really anything special. And a lot of people may be surprised at me saying that. And they're probably like, why'd you put it at number 3 then? Because they weren't like silly with this campaign. They just went straight to the point. Just it was almost perfect, to be honest. Like, it was a really good campaign. I had a lot of fun playing it. The graphics were amazing. Some of the places that you fought on, like Saturn, you were in an asteroid field, just the the graphics were amazing and the characters were amazing as well. Um, you had this soldier who gets promoted to being the captain of everybody. Um, and he is now in charge of defeating the sec def. I'm trying to remember some of the things that happened in this campaign, but yeah, it's Captain or no Commander Reyes, not Captain Reyes. What the hell am I talking about? But yeah, he's the guy in charge now, and he has to lead everybody to victory, and they suffer a lot of very important losses, like Staff Sergeant Omar, Brooks, Gator, a bunch of other guys. And at the end, it's a very questionable ending. I hated the ending at first, but then I realized it makes sense because he now realizes that he's let so many people die under his command that he deserves to go as well. Even though he led his team to win, he deserves to go as well. And I love that. I think that's a really good ending, to be honest. Questionable, I know. I'm sure a couple people hate it and probably want it to be different. But it was a good campaign. And it actually, for once, showed the enemy dominating. Because you don't really see that in a lot of Call of Duty campaigns. Usually it's like nice and swift, like in what's a good example? Let's see. Like in fucking MW2, let's take for example. Just Soap and Price could do anything they want in that campaign, and they can get it done. But in this campaign, it took a while, and it took a lot of strategy, because for a while the SecDef was dominating, and yeah, just I thought the campaign was really well thought out. I like those little side missions you had to do after you complete the campaign. I love that. It's a fun campaign. It keeps you occupied, and just a great campaign from Infinity Ward. Moving right into number 2, we have the Scorestreak variants, and people may question why I put this so high, but to me, this really made a big difference in the game. This is a really innovative idea, I think. I think this should have been implemented into previous Call of Duties, to be honest. But this made the score streaks much better in Infinite Warfare, because when the game first came out, I will admit, the score streaks were really, really boring and dull and just not badass at all. And then these variants come out, and it's like, okay, these score streaks just got way better, way more fun to use, and just overall badass. When you have a Thor that you don't have to control, you are dominating, and it's badass. Very badass. If you guys don't know what the Thor is, it's pretty much like the Reaper from MW3, launched giant missiles at all the enemies, but you would have to control it usually. But if you get the Epic variant, you don't have to, and it just shoots at them for you. It's badass. You can get a sentry turret that shoots rocket launchers. You could get a counter UAV that's like the system hack from Advanced Warfare. Pretty annoying, but they balanced it. You could get an advanced UAV that shows you where the enemies are at all times. All times. And it's crazy. And people may say, well, oh, it probably costs a lot to get. Well, it doesn't, actually. The highest that it can go, you have to get all the variants before you get the Epic. The rare ones cost 150, I believe. And then the legendary ones cost 300, and then the epic ones cost 450. Not that much salvage, to be honest, compared to those guns where you have to pay like up to like 4,000 salvage for them. These variants are cheap, they're fun to use, and just it brought a lot for score streaks in Call of Duty. Coming in at the number 1 spot, the grand number 1, we have zombies. I can already see a couple people clicking off. If you're thinking about clicking off, don't. Because I have some valid reasoning as to why zombies was the best thing to happen to Infinite Warfare. Infinity Ward was pressured so hard to make a good side game mode, because in their previous Call of Duties, they didn't have shit. I'm sorry. Survival in MW3 was okay. But beyond that, I mean, Spec Ops was fun. It was pretty fun. But it wasn't anything special like Treyarch zombies, like the good old Treyarch zombies we all know and love. And in Ghost, they tried Extinction. Didn't work at all. People liked it until around DLC 3, when Exodus came out. So that was a big thumbs down. But then, they tried zombies. And they did a good job. They are doing a good job. all of the maps so far have been like good. Like I don't think there's one map I don't like. Like Zombies in Spaceland I dislike a little bit, but it's still a good map. It's fun to play. It keeps me entertained. And it's just I can't believe how good of a job they've done. I think it might be because of their innovativeness. They've gotten a lot of things right with zombies. The whole in Zombies in Spaceland, you had the whole ticket system where you could get an arcane core, buffs the damage on your gun. You had all these cool wonder weapons that you could build. You had this giant brute boss zombie who chased you around, and he had like lasers coming out of his head. It was really cool. And then on Raven the Redwoods, you had this whole thing with the slasher, this huge boss fight in the end. Shaolin Shuffle, you had probably, I think, I always debate this. I don't know if Shaolin Shuffle's the toughest or if Zombies in Spaceland is the toughest Easter egg. But Shaolin Shuffle's up there. And it's a very, very good map. You had the whole thing with the karate. You could, you had the whole thing with the Rat King. Just a really cool, innovative Easter egg. And then Attack of the Radioactive thing. Probably my favorite so far. It's either that or Raven the Redwoods. Just the innovativeness was there. The buildables, the attachments for the Wonder Weapon, the Easter egg. The Easter egg, I still haven't beaten it yet. It's so easy until you get to the boss fight. It's ridiculous. But it's good. They did such a good job with just everything. They balanced the Fate and Fortune cards. They're not extremely overpowered like the Gobblegums in Black Ops 3. And the Easter eggs are spot on. You can do them all solo, which I love. I love because I'm a solo player. And I will admit, sometimes I play co-op. But the Easter eggs are spot on. And all the boss fights are really cool. I've played through all of them, except for Zombies in Spaceland. I have not gotten to the boss fight yet. Pretty embarrassing, but I've done the Raven the Redwoods Easter egg. I've done the Shaolin Shuffle Easter egg, as you can see in the gameplay. And I've done most of the Attack of the Radioactive thing Easter egg. But, I mean, they are just spot on. And I really got to give credit to Infinity Ward for trying something new, and it worked, at least in my opinion. I know most people don't really like zombies that much. That's why I said at the beginning of me explaining this that people probably clicked off when I said the zombies was #1. But in my opinion, this was their best thing they've done so far. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I guess I'll throw in a couple honorable mentions. The payload weapons, they were pretty fun to use, but kind of dull. In my opinion, I think they should have done more with them. The map remakes, they did a really good job. They brought back Terminal. Genesis was a remake of Strike Zone. They brought back Resistance from Modern Warfare 3, and a couple other ones. But besides that, that's pretty much all I got. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like. And please, guys, don't dislike if you disagree with me. This is all opinionated. Yeah, I hope to see you guys in another one of my videos. I'll talk to you later. Peace out.